Greetings from the SKP's Rainbow Plantation in Summerdale, Alabama, my home for the next 2 nights as I am going to explore some of the southern portion of the state here. We are going to begin here on the east shore of Mobile Bay, and then tomorrow we'll explore the beaches at Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan, and so much more. Check out all these waterfront homes. Well, we'll see all this from the air in a few here.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV, yeah.
It is a little unfortunate, the weather. It is such a cloudy, gloomy day, but check it out, all the houses, each with their own pier. If we were in Florida, I would say it's got that old Florida feel. But we are in Alabama, so I guess it's the Alabama feel, right? The long pier is the Fairhope Municipal Pier, known for great fishing and the scenic views. We're gonna check it out as soon as I land the drone. You know what that is in the distance? Mobile, Alabama. We probably won't visit it today, but we will at some point.
Hey, pelican! And hey, Flu.
I just love to watch the flight of the pelican, especially when it catches its prey. Alright, let's check out the Fairhope Pier.
This is the Fairhope Municipal Pier.
And there's another pelican.
Fly, pelican!
Very, very nice. Very serene out here. Shucks Seafood and Oyster Bar. I betcha they have great shrimp in this area. And I'm getting hungry. Let's walk to the end of the pier first, and then we'll sample the local cuisine. Meanwhile, here are some locals chilling by the water. Local IPA from Haint Blue Brewery from Mobile, and so much to choose from. But I think I'm going to go for some shrimp.
I almost forgot to take a picture.
Well, that certainly hit the right spot. We had a local IPA there from Mobile. I forgot the name of the brewery, but I wrote it down. And $4 and change for the beer, which is... coming from Miami, it seems very inexpensive, believe me. And back there, that's downtown Mobile across the bay. And maybe I'll go there tomorrow. Oh, I also have a shrimp kebab. That was a little more, that was like $7. 6 jumbo shrimps cooked to perfection with some garlic sauce. It was good. Let's go back to the campground.
Breakfast of champions.
Let's go exploring. This to the right is the OWA, a fairly new amusement park here in the city of Foley. And before heading all the way south to Gulf Shores, we're gonna make a quick detour here. Well, greetings, good morning, beautiful weather today. A little cloudy, but mostly sunny. Went for a run this morning. That felt great. And now we're gonna explore the area a little bit. There seems to be a replica of a very famous site in England that I'm gonna go check it out now. It is called Bamahenge, and while not an exact replica of the original Stonehenge, it is exactly the same size, and also aligned with the summer solstice and all that. It was envisioned by Alabama billionaire George Barber. Unlike the original, this one is built out of fiberglass, and there are actually only 4 unique shapes, flipped and repositioned to look different. Well, if you ever felt kind of frustrated at the original Stonehenge in England because it is all fenced off and you couldn't walk around the stones, no worries, you can do it here in Alabama at Bamahenge. And by the way, there's no one here. And this is pretty cool replica is here. This one is kind of, it's all made of fiberglass, which is pretty cool. But the coolest thing is you're able to walk, inside it, which the one in England is all fenced off, and since it is a prehistoric site or what have you, you are not allowed to basically do anything, And in this one, I can, walk in between the stones. It's pretty cool. I wish you could do that in the original Stonehenge, huh? Well, that was a pretty cool off the beaten path place here. Maybe I'll fly the drone. There's the view, 400 feet above Bamahenge. They have a toll-by-plate system to cross into the beach. And here we are, Gulf Shores. But first, we are gonna go a little further east to Orange Beach, actually all the way to the Alabama-Florida state line. Well, this is bar right at the border between Alabama and Florida. Gotta check it out. Well, here we are. This is called the Flora-Bama, and it's right here on the border between Alabama and Florida. Let's check it out. Please use other door. I guess it is only appropriate to enter through the gift shop, right? Of course, I decided to come here late morning at the time when there's no one here. But that's just the way I usually do things, right? My timing impeccable as ever. Flora-Bama has been here since 1964, shortly after the highway connecting Orange Beach, Alabama and Perdido Key, Florida was built, and it is supposed to get really rowdy, particularly during spring break and major holiday weekends, and also many events they come up with, most importantly the annual Interstate Mullet Toss. which is a competition consisting of throwing a mullet fish from Florida across the state line into Alabama. I'm telling you, people come up with some weird stuff sometimes, although I hear it is basically just an excuse to throw a weekend-long party, as if you really need one. The bar was built on the Florida side of the state line, which was originally wet, the Alabama side at the time being dry, hence the original appeal.
Maybe 11 a.m. is too early for this place, huh?
Well, at least we get a nice view of the beach.
They have all these cutouts here. Oh yeah, that's fine sand. I remember from when I was in Destin. Let's see how I can make this work. Nah, that's not gonna work, is it? Nah, I don't have. If I only had an extra hand, but check out what they have here. A giant chair. That I can do. Kind of, sort of. Actually. Here we go. And here we have it. The powdery sand of the Gulf Coast.
Yep, these are probably hands down the best beaches in the whole country as far as fine sand and swimming go. The Florida Panhandle and this area of Alabama. Maybe I shouldn't fly the drone here. Here's a quick look towards the Florida side.
I guess this is the state line here. I'm in Alabama. And now I'm in Florida. And apparently tents are allowed in the Alabama side, but not on the Florida side.
Don't pay any attention to me. I was totally incorrect.
Let's check out the water. What a difference 2 days make, right? 2 days ago I was shivering in the 20-degree weather of northern Alabama, and now right now I'm in Florida. Alabama is right back there, and it's high 70s. A beautiful day, perfect weather. The water still probably a little too cold to go in, but otherwise out here is marvelous. Well, I'm not gonna go into Florida yet, this part of the trip. I'm gonna work my way west now through the Alabama shores, and let's see if we can make it to Mobile. I'm not sure we're gonna have time for that, but we shall see. And there's Flora-Bama. You know, I just realized I just got totally disoriented, and the sign says north. North meaning on this side. So it's not an Alabama-Florida thing. It's probably... Actually, there's no defined line right here between Alabama and Florida. So what they mean is they don't want any tents on that side of the pole, which is totally understandable. You want them back here where people are playing volleyball, of course.
What's up with all this underwear here hanging out to dry?
Alright.
Let me actually see if I can find a bar that is actually serving liquor, because everything seems to be closed here. Here's a view from above. Ooh, main bar. Here we go. Got me an IPA, and here they also have underwear hanging all over the place. Mainly ladies' brassieres. Still pretty solitary at this early time. Check it out, hard liquor dispensers. That's pretty sophisticated. I'm actually kind of glad the place is deserted because I can show it to you without pointing the camera at a bunch of people. You know, some people don't like that. A unique bar for sure, even the restroom. So that's what it is supposed to look like, or maybe what it used to look like before Hurricane Ivan.
I've been trying to figure out the exact state line, and this seems to be it. There's usually some kind of sign on the road at the exact state line, because I guess that's where the Florida cruise stopped and where the Alabama cruise stopped, right here. And there's always a change in the pavement right at the state line. So I guess, yeah, the bar is technically in Florida. Well, I'm really glad I came today and not tomorrow as I had originally planned, because tomorrow the plan was to come with the RV on my way back to Florida, and there's no way I would have been able to park the RV here. The only reason I was able to park is because the place is dead today, because it's not even noon on a Friday. I'm sure it's going to get much more busy, much busier.
Head west on Florida 292
later
west.
in the day. Anyways, we're back in Alabama.
Welcome to Alabama.
Thank you so much, Google lady.
Let's stop here real quick by Gulf State Park. I was gonna fly the drone, but my app told me I shouldn't, so I won't.
Head west toward Alabama's coastal connection, East Beach Boulevard.
So I'm going to continue.
In 300 feet, turn left onto Alabama's coastal connection, East Beach Boulevard.
Yes, it is hotel after hotel, very commercialized area. Anyways, I am going to continue back west, basically, until I run out of road, and I believe there is a ferry that goes across Mobile Bay. That's the plan anyways. I got so distracted and mesmerized by all these cute houses that I didn't realize that State Route 182 here by the western end of Gulf Shores is actually a dead end.
I really thought the road went all the way to the end. Okay, we've got a long way ahead of us, but it's relatively early, so let's keep going.
Well, yeah, I had to backtrack almost 7 miles and now go back through State Route 180, which goes all the way to Fort Morgan, where the ferry terminal is located. More cute houses on stilts here. Here we are, Fort Morgan, $7 to go in.
Well, let's check the fort out. Fort Morgan here. The only thing is that I might miss the ferry if I do the fort. We'll see. The postern tunnel. The access tunnel through the glasses. Originally hard, had a sand floor. Doors located at either end of the tunnel, and they were closed during periods of attack.
The ranger by the entrance, she happened to have a copy of the ferry schedule, and there is a snag. During the winter, they only run one ferry every 90 minutes, and the next one departs in 15, so I must choose between seeing the fort that I already paid for or taking the ferry. If I wait another 90 minutes, it'll be too late to see Mobile today. Let's just see the fort. We're here, and we'll do the ferry next time I come to Mobile, which is in about a month, actually. Serves me well for not doing enough research. Here's the view from above. The fort was constructed after the War of 1812, as apparently one was needed here at this location, Mobile Point. Construction didn't begin until 1819 though, and it took them 15 years because of the nature of this location being so isolated. Hey, check out the oil rigs. There's the historic Sand Island Lighthouse. Going all around the fort now.
Yeah, this is a steep stairs here.
Ooh, check it out. Stalactites. There goes my ferry. It would have been nice to catch it today, actually. Maybe tomorrow, but as I said, I'll be back in about a month. I have to pass by this area again anyways on my way out west, right? There's a runway and you can actually drive on it, so we're gonna do that later. I've always wanted to travel aboard a cargo ship. Someday, perhaps. That is a slow ferry, isn't it? No wonder it takes so long. Here we have them, the Six Flags of Alabama. There's the Fresnel lens from the lighthouse. And this one is the one from the smaller Mobile Point lighthouse. Here's an 1864 map and some more memorabilia. Let's go to the beach.
Oh, hello there. Oh, nice looking beach here. Oh, there you are. You moved when I moved my camera away. Choo! You're not scared, are you? Oh, I think the tide is rising.
And there goes a pelican. Shrimping boat. And another pelican.
Well, I obviously didn't plan this all that well. In my original plan, we were gonna take the ferry now to the other side of the Mobile Bay and visit some places there and then circle around through Mobile and back to the RV park. The only problem is the next ferry is over an hour away, and if I wait an hour, I'm not gonna have time to go all around the bay and then make it to the RV park in time for the live video at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is actually 5 p.m. Central where I am. And besides, it is gonna be nighttime, so I might have to stay in the area one more day, which is not a bad thing. I kind of like it here. But at least now I've got the ferry schedule for tomorrow, so I know more or less what time it departs.
How about we go for a joyride on that runway? Well, the runway was a little bumpy, to be honest about it. There are a few more ruins here by the end of the runway.
Alright, let's go to town. I'm getting hungry. Oh, maybe I should go slower. Go slower a little bit, maybe.
I saw this place earlier as I was coming to the fort called Sassy Bass, so let's check it out.
Yes, the restaurant is this way. I went into the market.
Good choice in music. I like it already. There's plenty to choose from, but apparently the house specialty is the sea bass, so I'm going to go for that. In good traveling Robert fashion, we're here mid-afternoon when there is no one else. Good IPA and excellent Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass. Well, that was really good. I mean, really good. A pretty cool bar here. The Sassy Bass. They have a market in there too. I went in there by mistake originally, but yeah, it's getting cloudy. Hopefully all the thunderstorms come overnight, and that way we can tour the area tomorrow. Very cool little town here. Actually, not so little.
Well, to make a long story short, I didn't stay the extra night. My site at the RV park was booked for the next night and I didn't feel like moving. Besides, the forecast called for a lot of rain. In the evening, I got to hang out with Kyle and Olivia of Driving and Vibing and Tom and Kate, the Mortons on the Move. We of course interviewed each other and that was actually a lot of fun.
Alright, so what better way to end our day? I need to put you in touch with my brother-in-law. What better way to end our day than here? And we are at the Morton's RV because mine is too small and Driving and Vibing are still building theirs. But of course we are here at the. This looks like a recording studio, like a TV studio. We are of course Kyle and Olivia at Driving and Vibing and Tom and Caitlin Morton, the Mortons on the Move, and we're gonna, I mean, we've been chatting for a couple of hours now, getting to know each other, finally in person. And now we're gonna talk a little about what inspires us to RV and do what we do.
Well, what do you know, I happened to follow the bad weather all the way to Florida.